Week 7 Bus Adventures.
After spending a few weeks in Montana, it was finally time for us to move into a new state. The new state for a few days was Idaho. Now, normally I don't record any clips of our drives, but the drive into Idaho was gorgeous. We had beautiful scenery, we drove through all types of landscapes, and this was our longest car ride to date. It ended up being about 7.5 hours to get to Haley, which is a lot longer than we normally drive. We only normally drive about 2. Cosmo loved to be able to see all of the snow up there, and we had a very scary drive alongside a cliff, which I almost had a heart attack while driving through, and thankfully Devin drove the bus down safely and we made it back in one piece. The property we stayed on in Haley had a ton of stuff in the backyard. It was always neat to look out, see what different things we could see with the cars, or just fun things they had going on in their backyard. Monday, we went out to Craters of the Moon National Monument and Preserve, and it was definitely one of the most interesting places I think that we've been so far on our travels. I even made an entire video dedicated to it. It is called Craters of the Moon One Day Itinerary, where I just go really into detail on the things we saw and the things we did. But what we're doing right now is we are walking up Inferno Cone, which is an old volcanic cone, I guess, but it has a very steep incline of about 6,000 feet in a third of a mile, so we were struggling a little bit.
I don't think I'm gonna make it. I promise. I'm in good shape. When it comes to inclines, they're not my friend. They're my enemy. Leaving me in the dust. Finish this when we get to the top.
Eventually, we did make it to the top, even though I struggled a little bit, and it brought us really cool 360 views. I thought the mountains in the background were very neat, and of course, true to my science teacher nature, I thought these rocks were really cool. There was igneous rocks all over everywhere we looked, but these had a pyrite tone to them. We then went to the cones area, which includes Splatter Cone and Snow Cone. This is Splatter Cone. It's just an old mini volcano. Someone's hat fell down there. And then this one is Snow Cone, and it gets its name because it has snow at the bottom year round, which if you go during the summer is probably super cool, but we have been seeing a lot of snow, so we were just like, We continued on through the park, and there were some boring parts, but I'm just going to skip that. We're going to focus on the fun, and the fun was the caves. We were able to crawl through, explore, walk through, climb over rocks. It was an absolute blast. Now, I'm going to show some clips of us while we are going through the Boy Scout cave, which is known to be the tightest, most scary cave to climb through. So it's a very funny experience to watch, not fun to do.
I'm about to crawl through a tight little tunnel.
That we are. Yep, right there.
Wait, that's what
Oh my God. Shut up.
Obviously, by the surprise in our voice, we didn't know that the cave was getting any smaller than we'd already crawled through, and we were a little shocked by that.
All right, I'm midway through the trenches. I think Devin's convinced to come in now. My watch just told me to take a deep breath. We're making it. This little space to get through.
Hey, what's up? We're in the middle of this tunnel. It's getting kind of tight. That's the top. That's the bottom. Oh, you can only army crawl through this. I don't know why Emma convinced me to do this. This is so out of my comfort zone. She's saying it's white people things. I'm not a fan. Oh gosh.
You got it.
All right. We're coming to the end. All right. We'll talk to y'all when I'm out of here.
We made it through the crawl space, and now we are in the cave. There's really not much to it, but it's still exciting that we made it through a very tight, painful spot. Now it's time to crawl out, so good luck with that one.
It's not too much taller than us.
All of the caves we explored were really cool, and I'm going to plug our video again. If you want to watch our adventures in the other caves, go watch Craters of the Moon One Day Itinerary. After our treacherous climbing, we decided to treat ourselves at Starbucks, and it's one of the prettiest Starbucks I've ever seen. And everything was all fun and games until the night came.
All right, it is 7 in the morning. The sun's still not up yet. Cosmo's stomach was sick at about 5 a.m., so I woke up, made sure he was okay. And I didn't want to go back to sleep because I wanted to make sure her stomach was okay. And as I was laying in the couch in the dark, I heard a little pitter patter. And I thought to myself, oh no. Is it raining? No, it's not raining. Kept hearing it. I kept turning the light on to see what it was. And I think it's a mouse. So I have had multiple lights where I think it is. I swear I saw it, but I think I might be imagining it a little bit. But as soon as the sun's up and stores are open, I am going to buy mouse prevention, mouse traps, all that stuff, because I'm reading that it's really common in Idaho, which is where we're at now, field mice and just stuff like that. And they're seeking warmth, and we have a heater in our bus. And I think it's really easy for them to get in under the seat. So we'll see how this goes. But what's promising is I don't really see droppings anywhere. So maybe it's just one rogue mouse, but I don't want an infestation of mice in our bus. I mean, they're cute, but I don't want them. So I will be sitting here until the sun comes up to keep the bus safe from mice. Even though mice are harmless, they just carry nasty stuff and yuck.
This was my makeshift light center so the mouse wouldn't come in. Shout out to my dad for this amazing flashlight. I swear I saw it behind the seat, so that is why I had all the lights back there. He also gave me that lantern. Shout out to him for that too. I was not having a good time watching for this mouse. I was scared out of my mind, but I still could not go back to sleep.
Okay, this is the update on Saturday. So it's been quite a few days. We went out that day to the store and bought cotton pads and peppermint oil, and we put it all around the bus and in the car, everything, and we had no more issues with it that night. I didn't hear any pitter patters, didn't see anything, so it was a false alarm. I was being a little dramatic, but you know what, better safe than sorry.
After being up since 5 a.m., I needed some serious caffeine, so we went to a local coffee shop, Black Owl Coffee, which is super cute. It's a converted house, and we spent most of our day there working on videos, planning itineraries, and of course, we watched the Astros. They were beginning their comeback after losing 2 games, so it was very exciting to get a win. Wednesday, we left Haley and we made our way to Twin Falls, and we stayed at an RV park that was on some trails. It was very nice. We went to Shoshan Falls, and unfortunately, Shoshan Falls were dried up. Cosmo luckily got to come with us on this excursion. Normally, dogs aren't allowed where we're going, so it was nice that he got to come. I really wish that we could have seen it in full effect, but unfortunately, it wasn't the right time of year. This is what it looked like in 1932, so I assume similar to what it looks like now. And then we watched the Astros win Game 3 of the ALCS. Thursday was a very productive day for us. We went to Barnes & Noble and we worked for a few hours. Then we went to Chili's, which is apparently the place to go if you were ever in Twin Falls, Idaho. This Chili's was poppin'. And then we decided, you know what? We already went to Chili's. Let's go to a small town mall. We walked through all of these different stores. It was quite a sight. And we ended up in Bath & Body Works, one of my favorite places, where we were smelling some fall candles. Some of the candles were better than others, but the whole time the associates were talking to me, I could only think of this clip.
Hi there. Is there a project you're working on?
I know more than you.
All right.
I am very passionate about my fall candles. Anyways, Friday we drove to the Salt Lake Desert, which is really close to Windover in Nevada. It's about 5 minutes away from us, even though we are in Utah. So we are just camped out in the desert right now. We have all of this open space near us, and it's awesome because Cosmo gets all of this space to run around and live his best dog life, playing fetch with Devin and I pretty much all day long. And to nobody's surprise, we spent our Friday night watching the Astros win Game 4 of ALCS. Astros won!
Go!
Going to the World. I was saying World Series, but my phone died while I was taking the clip. We woke up Saturday to a very dreary, rainy, and cold morning, and it lasted throughout the day. We do have a salt bed right next to us, and it wasn't really as cool because you couldn't go out and see the dried, cracked salt, but it was neat to look down and just see these salt crystals all over everywhere I was standing. It's really fun to just go around and squish them with my finger. We ended our week with a nice little sunrise on the horizon, and it is time for our highs and lows of the week.
All right, highs and lows time. My high this week was probably going to Idaho, being in Idaho for a little bit. It's always cool to go to a new state, especially when it's a lot different than you thought it was for your entire life. There was actually beautiful sights there. The land was amazing, and where we were staying was really fun.
I had 2 highs for this week. My first high shouldn't probably be a surprise. Craters of the Moon was my favorite part of the week. I loved the caves. And I mean, I only showed Boy Scout Cave, but like Indian Tunnel, that one was really cool. Beauty Cave was awesome. It was such a blast. I really loved it. I wish I could go back every day and climb through that. I had a little too much fun, I think. And my second high is I really loved the town of Haley, Idaho. It was just so cute. It looked like it would be on a TV set. Everyone was so happy. It was so nice. The leaves were yellow. It just seemed like a really great place. So if it's not, don't tell me. But I loved being there, and it was really nice to spend the first part of our week there.
Cosmo's feeling a little lazy and cuddly this week, but his high is being out in the Salt Lake Desert area. He's got tons of space to run around. He doesn't really have a low for the week. He's living a pretty good life.
Now, my low this week was probably driving from Idaho to where we currently are. It was probably the windiest drive I've had in this bus since we left. And it was crazy. This bus, I swear, was going to flip over or fall off the side of the road or something. But, you know, we made it, so that's good. But yeah, that was definitely my low. It was a little sketch.
My low for this week is the weather since we've been at Salt Lake Desert. Friday, it was sunny. And then we woke up Saturday morning to rain, clouds, and cold, and it has been nothing but rain, clouds, and cold the entire time we've been here. And we are just kind of camping on open ground right now. We don't have an electrical hookup, so we don't have access to our heater, which is making for some really cold days. And so I'm really missing our heater right now. I wish the sun would come out because we're in a desert. I was looking at the sun when I said that. But it's okay. We're here one more night and then we'll be on our way.